You know, it's one thing to think about history in terms of a few thousand years, something we can almost wrap our heads around.
Right, human history.
But then you get into Earth history, and the numbers just become astronomical. We're talking billions of years.
It's a concept we call deep time.
So how do scientists even begin to put a real specific number on that? How can you look at a fossil and say, this is 3 million years old?
Well, that is the core question of geochronology. It's really the science of giving the past a calendar.
A calendar, I like that.
And our mission in this deep dive is to show you how we've moved beyond just knowing the sequence of events to actually assigning hard dates. It's all about finding these incredible clocks hidden right inside the rocks.
Okay, so let's start there. There are two main approaches, right?
Yeah.
Relative and absolute dating.
Exactly. Relative is the classic method. Think of it like a stack of newspapers. The one on the bottom was put there first.
That's the law of superposition. Deeper layers are older. It gives you the order of events.
It gives you the what came before what, but not the when. For that, you need absolute dating.
The clocks in the rocks.
Precisely. We use the physics of radioactive decay. Every radioactive element has what's called a half-life.
Which is the time it takes for half of it to break down into something else.
Into a stable element, yeah. By measuring the ratio of the parent element to the stable one, we can calculate how much time has passed.
And the most famous one, the one everyone's heard of, is carbon-14.
C14 is, it's incredibly elegant, but it has a major limitation. Living things absorb it from the atmosphere.
Right, so you and I are absorbing it right now.
We are, but when an organism dies, it stops. And that C14 starts to decay at that known steady rate. The clock starts ticking.
But the clock doesn't tick for very long, does it? The half-life is, what, around 5,700 years?
That's the catch. It means if you want to date something older than, say, 60,000 years, there's just not enough C14 left to measure.
So trying to date a dinosaur fossil with it is a non-starter.
Completely. For something 65 million years old, we have to get more creative. We use a technique called bracketing.
Bracketing.
You can't date the fossil directly, but you can date the volcanic ash layers above and below it.
Oh, okay.
Those ash layers contain elements with much longer half-lives, like potassium, which decays into argon over millions of years. So you date the layer below it and the layer above it, and you've bracketed the fossil's age within a pretty tight window.
That's amazing. But what about that tricky middle ground? You know, the period that's too old for carbon-14, but maybe too young for some of those other methods, like early modern human history?
That's where some of the really cutting-edge techniques come in. If we have a fossil tooth, for instance, we can use something called electron spin resonance, or ESR.
ESR, okay. How does that work?
The tooth enamel basically acts like a natural dosimeter. It traps electrons from the background radiation in the soil, from uranium, thorium, potassium, over tens of thousands of years.
So you measure the trapped electrons to see how long it's been charging up.
That's a great way to put it. We measure the trapped electrons and the rate of that background radiation, and from that we can calculate the age.
It's incredible how complex those calculations must be, figuring out all the internal and external radiation doses.
And it requires some serious computation.
And, tackling that kind of complexity is something we see everywhere now. If your own business is dealing with complex data, automation, or software integration, getting that precision right is everything. That's why we partner with Embersilk. If you need help uncovering where AI agents could make the most impact for your business or personal life, you should check out embersilk.com for your AI needs.
And it's that level of precision, especially when you combine multiple methods, that leads to discoveries that can completely rewrite history.
Do you have an example of that?
A perfect one is the Homo naledi fossils found in South Africa. Just based on how they looked, their morphology, everyone thought they had to be millions of years old. An early ancestor.
But the dating told a different story.
A completely different one. It was a huge surprise. The real age turned out to be much, much younger, somewhere between 236,000 and 335,000 years old.
Wow.
And they nailed that down by combining 3 different clocks. They used uranium-thorium dating on the rock layers, something called OSL on the sediments to see when they last saw sunlight, and then the ESR method on the teeth themselves.
So they were cross-checking the clocks against each other.
They even had different labs run the tests double-blind to be absolutely sure. The results were ironclad, and it fundamentally changed our picture of hominin evolution.
What really stands out to me here is just the sheer ingenuity of it all. We've gone from just making an educated guess, this is older than that, to having this whole toolkit of verifiable scientific clocks.
It's a testament to human curiosity.
It really is. It doesn't just give us context for the past, it provides a solid foundation for
Yeah.
everything we might discover next. It makes you really optimistic about what else we're going to learn about the world right under our feet. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.